Hey everybody, what's going on? Oh, y'all come on in, child. It's a mess. What's up, everybody? My name is Chase. This is No Chaser TV, and we are coming to you breaking as Brit Eady has allegedly sued Bravo for $20 million, according to TMZ, and we're going to get into all of the details of that. Here with me to discuss, I have, of course, Tori B. Tori B, how are you?
Okay. Hey.
Wait, you all right?
Yes.
Well, here for me with me to talk about everything, all things, is Tori B. We have had a long Bravo week, have we not?
Everything's breaking. Everything is, I don't know. This is unheard of for
Everything is breaking. Everything is damn broke at this point. Like I don't know where we go from here.
I can tell you this. Bravo. I don't know where y'all went wrong, but this is not only negligent, it's reckless.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's team too much. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and do this. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go live on TikTok, not TikTok, but our Instagram. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yes. So it's 20 million? Jesus. $20 million. $20 million. And, the questions are, how did we not know that that wasn't Brit in the photos? The other question is, she's suing Bravo and not suing Kenya, when Kenya was the one who claimed that those photos were of her? It's a lot of questions.
Hey, Sean, how are you? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is No Chaser TV. Again, my name is Chase. I'm here with Tori B. We are live as news has broken that Brit Eady has allegedly sued Bravo, NBC Universal, Truly Original, the production company, and its parent company, Endemol Shine North America, for $20 million in damages as a result of the whole Kenya Moore hair care spa incident and a lot of things surrounding that. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about it. Thank you guys for tuning in wherever you're tuning in at. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So, let's go ahead and run it down from, I guess, quickly the beginning. Yesterday, the seating chart came out for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Noticeably absent from the seating chart was not only Kenya Moore, who we, had come to know that she was disinvited from her words as well, but confirmed by People Magazine, was also surprisingly to a lot of viewers, well, to everybody, it shook the world. It shook Bravo world. Brit Eady. Brit Eady was not there. Then there was a article that came out from People magazine stating that Brit Eady had got into an alleged argument or disagreement with her co-stars before the reunion. Many people took that as on the show. I didn't take that as on the show because it made no sense to me that her getting into it with co-stars on the show would, keep her from coming to the reunion. So there was that. From there, Brit Eady then went ahead and finally spoke out. Once she spoke out, she released this statement that I'm going to have you read, Tori B, because I cannot see it, but we're getting that taken care of, y'all. Okay, but I can't see it to read it, but I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. From there, Britt Eady did go ahead and remove. First of all, she removed uh, the Real Housewives of Atlanta from her bio, which led people on to believe that her absence from the reunion was effective. Her resignation from the show. From there, after she removed the bio, she went ahead and updated her story with this. So go ahead and read that for me. Can you see it?
Yes. So, as everyone is now aware, I am not attending the reunion. Sorry, y'all. I done took the toy from the dog and he still went and got it.
You sound like a cat.
um, I am not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season have devastated me. And while I cannot say much right now, I do want to set the record straight about one thing: the graphic sexual photo surrounding the events in episode 5. That photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event, and based on what I was told, assumed it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I did not know who was in that photo, but upon seeing it for the first time recently, I now know it was not me. I look forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part of my life.
So everybody was confused as to what the hell she meant by accountability if the photo was not her. I, felt the type of way about that photo not being her because this dragged on unnecessarily. And my suspicions felt confirmed because how could you do an investigation and step A is confirm the fucking photo and nobody confirmed the fucking photo? That to me felt off and weird and just, seemed too much. And it did not really it didn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense that we went through all of that for months and we went on the emotional roller coaster with her. Don't get me wrong, but it did happen to her. And at no point, no one verified whether or not it was actually her.
So here's where allegedly Bravo failed. How come y'all didn't investigate this before y'all let Kenya go?
Well, Andy got on Watch What Happens Live and he said that they did investigate it.
Clearly you didn't, because who verified that that was actually Brit on the photo? That makes absolutely positively no sense. And like Love said yesterday, HR is supposed to get all of these details and thoroughly look through them. So if Brit did not confirm that that was her during the investigation, how did you go and make a decision to let Kenya go and claim there was revenge P? And then Brit never said this, but guess who did? Her bestie Portia said this on her YouTube channel. Her bestie said, well, her bestie claimed that it was an underaged photo of Brit Eady. So which one? This is why this is so very confusing and negligent on Bravo's part. Why is there so many different variations as to what the photo was of, who it was they of age when they took the photo and everything else? And why is all these stories being spun and spoken about by various people if nobody ever took the time to identify if that was actually Brit Eady in the photo? That makes absolutely positively no sense. And it's reckless and it is negligent.
So from there, today we move forward from that, thinking everything is said and done. And we're all confused about the accountability that she was looking to seek. And I guess we figured out what it was because TMC dropped a bombshell. And that bombshell was that Brit Eady has allegedly officially filed lawsuit against Bravo for $20 million in damages, claiming sexual harassment as well as, well, I don't know if we can say that. So claiming harassment as well as defamation. There are some other things that she claimed. I'm going to go ahead and read it the best that I can to my ability, unless you're able to go ahead and pull up the TMZ article on your end. Could you do it? Because I don't, people always make a big to do about me straining to see. So I don't want to do that. Hey everybody. Hey Star. Star says seems like Bravo messed up bad. Yeah, it feels that way. It does. Um, hey Sean. Yeah, it seems that way. It really does. It just
I got the article.
Hey, A, how are you? Okay, go ahead.
Brit Eady is suing Bravo over a jaw-dropping photo on posters Kenya Moore handed out at her salon opening of what looked like Brit Brit engaged in a sex act last year. In her lawsuit, Edie claims the posters appeared to show her performing oral sex, and she says Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied it was her in the blowjob pic. That's what it say. And she's looking for $20 million in damages. The Kenya Moore Hair Spa opened in June 2024, and Kenya handed out posters. She didn't hand out posters, but whatever. That appeared to show Edie in the oral act. Edie was not present at the opening, but she blew up about it when she found out. Kenya was subsequently booted from the series. Edie claims Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment and sexually harassed her by subjecting her to an unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments, by requiring her to show up to work after she experienced what she calls a gendered attack. Bravo later aired cast members' reactions to the ordeal in an April episode of the show's 16th season. All right, it goes on to say the Real Housewives of Atlanta star filed the lawsuit Thursday against Bravo, its parent company, NBC Universal, and its production companies, Truly Original and Endemol Shine North
In the
America,
mall shine.
Endemol and Shine, claiming they knowingly misled the public. The lawsuit alleges defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more. Edie is now asking Bravo for the immediate removal of the episode from public access and at least $20 million in damages. Um, the Bravo celebrity filed her lawsuit the same day she said on social media she was not the star of the nude posters. She confirmed our reporting by letting fans know she skipped out on the reunion. We reached out to the reps for Bravo. So far, no word back.
Well,
Um,
there it is.
what I can say is, I will just to put. I didn't study law, but I studied business. I took business law class in high school. So what I will say is, Bravo did leave themselves susceptible to these types of lawsuits. Number one, by not doing a complete investigation. But number two, in reading this, she said Edie claims Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment. So what I would say is they could sue her and claim she contributed to the hostile work environment because as viewers, we all watched as she attacked Kenya for no reason and she threatened her with a weapon. But then, if you say that, Kenya has a reason to file something. So I'm playing devil's advocate here. This is just a very strange situation, and this is why you have an HR department. This is why you have lawyers that are supposed to protect you from things like this. They handled everything completely wrong in this situation. So
They handled everything completely wrong because Bravo, just over the years, has a way of leaving the girls holding the bag. Phaedra got that information from somewhere that she told Portia, and then Portia regurgitated it online. There are many articles. The executives at Bravo have said Carlos did not say it, so I am going to believe that. Phaedra has said Carlos. Well, I don't know if Phaedra has spoken to that specifically, but I know Candy has said out of her mouth Carlos did not tell Phaedra that. So Candy said that in the book that they wrote, "Not All Diamonds Are Rose." Andy and executives have said Carlos had nothing to do with that, but Phaedra got it from somewhere. You know what I mean? And she was left holding the bag, rightfully so, for her actions, but she wasn't the only one involved. And what, Bravo is used to is the girls taking their punishment, them taking the punishment, and then they'll bring you back as long as you are a good little soldier and you muscle up and you suffer the brunt of the consequences of everyone's collective actions, because reality TV has long been accused of manipulating situations for a desired outcome for the viewer's enjoyment. Do you see what I'm saying?
I
So
agree with that.
if
And
that is the case, excuse me, if that is the case, then it also just lends to the fact that these stars are not alone in this, but they are often alone when the fallout happens.
and what it looks like is the fact that they did not verify that it was Brit in this photo, and you continue with this storyline, does look like you manipulated the storyline
I
to
mean, unless they
to
did
make
not
it
know.
salacious. It is. It's to make it salacious. And you said yesterday when I asked about the background checks, right? You said, I forgot the word you used. Oh, they conduct background checks, but they will see things in these people background and still hire them. I forgot the word you said. Um
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous, yes. They see unscrupulous things in these people's backgrounds. And this is a prime example of why you don't hire being cuckoo, nutty, a little weird.
I'm not
Is
speaking to Brit. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they found. So I'm not
right.
speaking
Allegedly.
specifically to her, but there, not allegedly, because I'm not speaking to her. There have been
Right.
girls and people and things over the years that they found that could be good talking points for the show, and they have brought the people on down to the show. I haven't said anybody who. I haven't said any a company. I didn't name anyone. So this isn't that wasn't regarding Brit from where I was coming from,
No, it
because I
wasn't.
don't know. I didn't run a background check on Brit, so I don't know her background.
I know. I
I
did
just wanted to
mention
be very
somebody's.
clear.
Okay. I did mention somebody's name who was removed from the show when we found
Yes,
when
but I don't know. I can't even speak to her. I don't know.
I would say she was unscrupulous, but the point being that
Being a
alleged.
racist doesn't come up in a background check unless you did a terroristic act of racism. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how they would have found that. There, I don't
I'm gonna
think that
tell
they're
you right now.
diving and scouring the internet for people. I don't think they're doing that, but they should.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say this: employers do look at social media before they hire people, and Bravo should do the same. If I, did we not see in 2020? I forgot the lady's name who lied on that black man in Central Park and said he was trying to attack her when he simply asked her not to bring the dog over there. She got fired for her job from her job for that. You should absolutely scour somebody's social media to see if they're a nutcase or or if they the types of thoughts and crazy stuff people say on social media. Extremists say things on social media and we don't find out later until they've shot up a school. And y'all saw this post and y'all didn't report it. It's the same thing. Jobs absolutely scour social media, and Bravo, you should have done the same.
Okay, all right. Let me. Sometimes I got to reel you back in, girl. Come on back in. Come on back.
I'm just
Come
saying
on
this
back
is
for the
part
light,
of your
Carol, man.
background check.
Listen, so on the article yesterday that people released, people did say that there was an alleged argument with co-stars from a source with Brit Eady that was the influencing decision in Brit not coming. I have a theory. I don't have anything confirmed. Um, I do have some things confirmed. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and take the bullet on this one. Ooh, I'm gonna take the bullet on this one. Okay. No, I'm not because of litigious. I can't do that. Never mind. I will say what my theory is. I'm not gonna give no tea out on this, nothing, because I don't want to be. I'm not in it. My name Bennett. I ain't in it. So there's no tea that y'all gonna get from me, even though I have some tea. I can't even spill it because now I done went this way, right? But based off of this article, what it feels like to me happened was, as Britt said in her story, she found out a couple of weeks ago, or whenever she found out that that was actually not her in that picture, and she was fucking pissed. We've seen Britt get pissed for less, right?
Period.
She was definitely upset. Now, when you look at who she's speaking with on the cast, that whole right couch, she's not speaking to them. She's not speaking to Shamia. She's not speaking to Angela. She's not speaking to Kelly, and she's not speaking to Drew. Or they're not on great speaking terms, right? The only people that she's speaking with are girls who I mentioned in the past. I haven't mentioned in the past. Well, I did mention Phaedra, but girls who have all each had their individual controversies to varying degrees, to where they've had to take the punishment, bite the bullet, and suffer through it in order to keep their job and stay on Bravo's good graces. That would be girls like Portia and Phaedra. So I feel that based off of that statement and that alleged source, there was an inkling that either maybe Bravo may have wanted for Britt to reveal this at the reunion, that she wasn't the girl in the pictures, or it was going to be revealed, and they were trying to convince her to come to the reunion, suffer through it, push through, come back next season because this is your punishment. That reunion where she was gonna get her ass tore up at was her punishment. Go ahead and take your lashings, come back next season, get a bigger check. We're gonna bring Kenya back, and then we're gonna move forward with this particular group as we should have in the first place. And then we'll have that story moving forward. Can Kenya and Britt move forward now that we know that Kenya didn't actually go ahead and have her on the poster? Can they move forward from here? Right? I feel like that was going to be the setup. However, they weren't able to talk Britt into it, and Britt wasn't going for it. And I feel that the reason why Britt wasn't going for it is because she realized to herself she may have a bigger potential financial gain in filing a lawsuit, and that's what she did. And I think that the argument comes in with the girls that she actually was speaking to. If you file that lawsuit, now you fucking up our bag and our money and our stuff that we got going on and our bills that we depend on, and we have worked hard to get this show off the ground. And here you come and you're finna derail the show with this bullshit when you could just suffer through it like we have suffered through it in the past and dealt with it and taken the persecution. And now here you come and you about to file a lawsuit and you about to ruin potentially what we have worked hard for, when you could be a team fucking player and deal with it. That's what I think the conversation was. I have no inside info as to what, if that was what the conversation was, but that is my feeling as to why there was a rift. Because up until now, the girls have been pretty cool. You know, Portia was saying that Brit Eady was the quintessential housewife.
Sure did say that.
Phaedra spoke highly of Brit, even though she was going around when she first
She
came on the
did?
show and called her every kind of a whore. But in her press run, she was speaking highly of the lady. So
Oh,
what I'm saying is, you know, Cynthia was speaking highly of her and protected her and had her back on camera and off camera. So
yeah. TT need
that
to sit this one out though.
that leads to me to believe that that is who she had the argument with. Again, this is alleged. This is not confirmed. I do not know. I'm just going based off of what makes fucking sense, right? So from there, we have all of that and the fallout from that. Now, what I want to say to Bravo is y'all got to feel mighty fucking dumb. You got to feel plumb dumb. You want to know why? Because what you did was you told the people you did an investigation and investigated that the girl did not have any pistols or whips on set when she made the claims, which to me didn't feel right and didn't make sense, because how could you investigate something past tense? Just because I don't bring a gun or a pistol or a whip into the building with me does not mean it's not in the trunk ready for me to pull out the stick. That made absolutely no sense for you guys to say that. That was in my way. That I took that as y'all protecting Brit to justify not releasing her once you saw public reaction. And a great deal of public reaction was, if you did want to release anybody, you should have released both of them or kept both of them. That was the overwhelming sentiment. once people saw it. Now, that does not excuse what Kenya Moore did, because what Kenya Moore did was put somebody up there that was graphic. It does not. And if she did not know and she was around here crying and boohoo crying and doing, all of the big one about how hurt she was and how this suspended her license, and, this had a negative impact on her business dealings, and all of these things like she was freaking doing, then she did go through a amount and a great ordeal of emotional distress behind being publicly humiliated in retaliation for a situation that she started on her own. Remember, she was already on the damn Instagram and on social media talking about, let's see them edges though. How about them edges? So she was already trying to get into it with Kenya Moore from jump. Y'all don't remember that video? You remember that video? Let me see if I have it. Because I know I deleted a lot of videos, but let me see if I still got it.
How
How about
she
them
with a
edges?
small ass dress with her boobs? Her boobs ain't fitting in. Anyway.
No, but anyway, what I'm saying is this is all a situation that could have been avoided. It could have
Yeah,
been avoided.
if the company did the proper investigations
But
into
not,
all
not
of it.
even if the company did the proper investigation, if the company did the proper thing and thanked her for her services immediately after that bankhead
Right.
dinner.
And, no, she should have been let go when she threatened her with pistols and
Oh,
whips.
that
I'm
was the
sorry.
bankhead dinner.
Yes, she should have been let go then.
Yeah, she should have been let go then, honestly, if we're just going to keep it a
I'm
buck.
gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
The devil don't need no advocate, though. But go ahead,
I'm
baby.
just saying.
Me too.
Um,
You know me, I'm gonna keep baby. One, you gonna tit, I'm gonna tat, baby. Ping pong. Okay, go ahead.
what Bravo can call into question is Brit's character.
I'm gonna go ahead and look for this video. Y'all be mad when I be on the phone, so let me come on down. Go ahead.
Yeah, is calling into question is Brit's character. She lied about losing her license and blaming it on Kenya. We don't know the real reason she lost her damn license. Okay. She clearly lied about how much money she got and a whole bunch of other stuff because she could not afford to feed those people at her. So
You
the
need to
fact that
allege everything that you say out of your
I'm
mouth.
sorry, alleged. This is alleged. I mean, she didn't feed the people at the
Okay, but you
at the
said she didn't feed them because she didn't have no money. You need to allege that you
all
don't know.
right, all right. Allegedly, she didn't feed the people because she ran out of money for how much things cost. Right? She allegedly not, said that she did not have weapons, did not own weapons. When we saw videos and receipts of the fact that she actually claimed to be a gun owner and that she only goes to gas stations that has armed security, but she keeps her pistol on her. After she claimed that she never threatened Kenya with any weapons. So if Bravo is to win, it would be because we can't believe, it would be calling her into questioning her character as to what is truth and what is not. If you're caught in a lie, and if they throw her behind on the stand and she gives her testimony and she's caught in a lie, similar to how ASAP Rocky got off on his charge, where the person who claimed he shot him allegedly or whatever the case might be, how he got off is that they caught the man in multiple lies. So if this goes to trial, if it goes to trial, because Bravo could decide to settle this. If it goes to trial and they question her character and she is caught lying, the payday she thought she was going to get ain't going to happen. But this is precisely why you should not cast people who do unscrupulous things and have no morals. I mean, they don't know when interviewing somebody if they have any morals or integrity. But if you really did a proper background check and she claims to be an insurance agent and yet she doesn't have a license, that's something you should question. That was a red flag. Okay? Now, emotional distress, I'm going to say this. If a business or a company does not do their due diligence and investigate situations that happen between employees properly and love, you can agree or not, you leave yourself susceptible to lawsuits. And so I don't blame her. If you F up and I find out you F up on something I'm doing or something that was done to me, I'm suing you too. So if what Brit says is true and that's not her in a photo, because I don't believe nothing that come out this woman's mouth. Bravo, you should know better, and HR should have properly handled this properly. Somebody is negligent. I feel like Brit is also negligent because there's no way somebody's going to claim they have a intimate photo of me and me not go look and make sure it is of me. I'm sorry. There's no way. So I'm not choosing any side in this matter. I don't know what Brit is really hiding. I don't know if she's really telling the truth. I don't understand why you wouldn't make sure you saw the photo and made sure you identified yourself or not. That makes absolutely positively no sense to me. And if that's the case, you should have verified that before this show went to air and clarified this and fixed this before it happened. But again, the way I see it is Brit should have been fired as soon as she threatened Kenya with those guns, pistols, and whips. I'm sorry. There's no way. Kenya should have called the police, and that night when she said that, they should have searched her car. I wouldn't have left it up to Truly, Original, or Bravo, to, especially when you know they don't like your ass. I would have called the police and had that heifer arrested on site if she had a pistol on her. But again, Bravo could use that against her. But then that leaves you susceptible because then Kenya could say, see, y'all didn't protect me. And I told y'all from the beginning, my story never changed. Y'all never protected me in this situation. And you chose her and you fired me for and claimed that I distributed revenge P or all of this is messy. It's all very, very messy. And we don't know everything. There could be details that come out about this later, about what happened later, during, after. There's so many details we just don't know. It's just a messy, messy, messy situation. And Bravo is, your hands is not clean of this. All right, y'all, I'm going to go and read y'all comments because I'm talking way too much. Zoel says, so clearly they wanted to get rid of Kenya. I agree with that. Frankie M said, when casting scammers go wrong, allegedly. I got to say allegedly. But I don't disagree with that. I totally agree with that. Like, you can't just go around hiring randoms and think it's not going to come back to bite you in the ass. Hi, folks. There's a lot of folks on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. MTI TV says she has videos out there of herself. That allegedly is true. Allegedly, she's on some adult websites, which is why it's not far-fetched that Kenya could have found some photos of her.
You're here with Brit Eady.
I hate that stupid video. And so I agree with that. And I think that is why she just assumed it was her, right? I feel like Brit scrubbed, and she kind of she admitted this allegedly in the show. She really scrubbed the internet of, whatever she had up there. She said she did webcam. I think there was more than webcam being done. Either way, If you was on webcam allegedly naked with your friend, you still did nude stuff, girl. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. Did you sell the cat? Yes, you did, allegedly. Um, Johnny Daniel, thank you for joining us on Facebook. They need to release the Bravo investigators too. Stevie Wonder could have done better. I don't disagree with that. Brit was just terrible television. Yeah, at this point it don't matter. It might cost Bravo a pretty coin. We should do better with casting people. Um, yes, Gracie's Quilting and Crafting Corner said, Andy tweeted out, "This is reaching a level of petty that is beyond anything he's seen." I don't have nothing to say. You left yourself susceptible to that, Andy. Do better. Um, Gracie also said Britt and her husband gave grifter vibes. I don't disagree with that. There's a lot of details about her life we just don't know. I just don't think, if you doing shady stuff, why would you come on? But then again, that's everybody, right? We've seen it with Teresa and her, the tax evasion trial. Case. We've seen it with Jen Shaw, who is currently in jail. You know, that was grifting. Um, but Bravo continues to cast these people. I think it finally came around to bite them in the ass. That's what I think. Frankie said Britt is a disgruntled employee. Thought she was going to be the it girl of the season, and epic fail. This is a cash grab for Brokey Brittany. I don't. Ciao. Hey, Dion rocks. Britt and her husband. I'm not repeating that. Y'all could go see it. Yes, we've seen it on the internet. Sierra content.
Sierra Content, that's Brit number one. That might be Brit Eady, child. What's Sierra Content said?
Those are all weak arguments. Bravo will have a hard time refuting these claims posed by Britt.
Baby, let me tell you something, Sierra Content. You have an allegiance to losers. And I'm sad to hear it. Okay. Like I
She's
said,
a Britt fan?
I give her emotional distress. I give her some of these things,
Yeah.
but at what point do we take the accountability and the responsibility and say, maybe I could have figured it out by myself a long time ago?
Yeah, she talking about seeking accountability. Okay, and you should have went and identified yourself and made sure it was you on. I don't take nobody's
You
word
said
for
something that I don't agree with, but I forgot what. You did say something I didn't agree with.
all right.
I want you to briefly summarize what you said again.
I said a lot.
I know.
um
Gosh, it was something you said I didn't agree with. Oh, casting people with less than
Grifters.
desirable backgrounds. I don't think that that's necessarily an issue, and as long as it's not too far, like Brit and the insurance thing of it all, that's something that's Housewives 101 and Housewives fodder, right? Had to just stay to that, like, well, is the insurance license canceled? Is it not? I don't know. She says it is. She says it isn't. We don't know, and then we get to the reunion and we have the final say about it. That is Housewives 101. To me, I don't see anything wrong with seeing that, and then then she gets on there and says something else, and it's refuted and debated back and forth. That would not have not made me cast her. It wouldn't have. Sorry. When I'm looking at backgrounds, I'm looking at like shit, you shouldn't be, come on, dog. Now, come on, So that wouldn't have, to me, that's a storyline. To me, that's the type of thing that I think that if they're not going to go look up her insurance license. I don't think she says she's an insurance licensed insurance agent, brokered. You know what I mean? Okay, and then you bring them on, and then that becomes topic of conversation. We've seen that throughout Housewives history. Like those are the conversations that we have on this show. I think that's fine. So I don't agree with you to that degree.
Okay.
Even if a person is an alleged, I don't like saying that word, but an alleged, finagler or whatever, that's Housewives fodder to me. Like I'll watch that because eventually we're gonna figure it out or we're not, right? And that's a conversation and it's salacious and it's something that we tune in to these shows to watch. To me, that's not a problem. To me, when you hinge and you put everything on and you push somebody to the side and say these things like, oh, we did an investigation, it's okay, oh, we already know it's gonna be all right. That's when I have a problem with it because no, you fucking did. It does. I don't know if you did or you didn't, but it doesn't appear that way. And that's that. I won't go any further into that.
Yes, actually,
So I don't necessarily agree.
Sugar Eson,
Hey,
I'm sorry,
Sugar.
said in Brit's filing, she did ask for the pics and production refused to show her.
Boom. And boom
Didn't I
goes.
tell you something else was these details was going to come out, and now
That
that makes
details are starting
sense.
to come out because that wasn't out when we started. So that's a late breaking development. Sierra
Mm-mm.
Content responded to me. Go ahead and tell me what Sierra Content said.
Angela is the only one on the cast that we know is a true grifter and had a fraud case.
Okay. And that's how, and that, okay. I literally just said that doesn't bother me. Okay. The stuff that they said about Brit being a grifter doesn't bother me. Okay, we're going to figure out whether or not they can hang or they can't. And at the end of the day, for me, Brit Eady can't hang, and it has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. What I've seen, that I've watched, I wasn't entertained. Angela thoroughly entertained me this season. So that's where I come from as far as whether or not I would like to see Brit moving forward, or I think Brit deserves to be there. I don't think she deserves to be there because it just wasn't, it didn't give what I needed it to give for my enjoyment factor. For me, it didn't give Housewives for me. It didn't. But that is a huge late breaking development. She asked, but then here's the thing.
I wouldn't keep
Why
working
didn't we
until
get
y'all provided.
one-on-one? Excuse me. We deserved a one-on-one sit down with these two ladies then. We got robbed. Bravo overstepped and overplayed. Truly original. Whoever did it, whoever made the calls on this one, they fumbled and they deserve their job to be taken for it. Everybody else get fired and lose their job and go through emotional distress and go through alleged harassment and defamation and years and tears and all of these things and lost income and hey, trying to figure out how they're gonna feed their children, feed their family on both ends, and one get fired, one goes through the fire and the ringer for it, and you get to keep your motherfucking job while you around here fucking up lives and not doing an improper investigation and not handling business appropriately and putting people through all this bullshit, but you get to keep your job? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
No.
I think
You gotta go too.
production really effed this up. But if that's the case, I would have said I'm not filming until you show me the photos. She could have absolutely said that.
I don't know. You knew you don't think you had that much power. I don't know.
What do you mean? She should have. If she the way everybody's claiming she allegedly said she would get lawyers involved when the whole thing with Kenya started or when it happened, then why wouldn't you have your lawyers reach out to them to ask for the alleged photos of you? Yes, you can. And it will halt filming. It will halt filming. So get me my photos and let me identify if this is really me. She absolutely had, whether it's power or not, she should have did the right thing and said, my lawyers will contact you and will request the photos and we'll figure out if we can move forward and continue
She
filming.
played the long game. She was a horrible housewife, but she know how to
That's like,
let
I'm
me
not
not say that. I was gonna
working.
say something crazy. Let me
I'm,
not.
if it was me,
She showed how to get a bitch up out that coin though, don't know. Oh,
If it was me, I'm not filming until y'all send me them pictures so I could identify myself, and then we could figure out if we're gonna keep this footage or not. It seems like production manipulated this whole situation for a storyline, and in that case, she deserves the money. If this is really not her, I'm sorry. You're not gonna use and play with my name, and y'all didn't give me and provide the photos. So I completely understand why she sued them. If
I
this is
wish she would have
if
came to the reunion though and then blew up the spot, but I get it. That's just me wanting good TV because I sure want to see her versus the girls down to the reunion and her get her lashings. Because regardless, there was so much that happened outside of Kenya. She lied about. She did lie on the. She lied on the at the peace brunch about her insurance license, and she was emotionally manipulative by calling Shamia the night before and telling Shamia that she lost her license due to what Kenya did, and then she comes in and Angela asks her on what cause they get into an issue, and then she comes around and says it is not suspended, it's under investigation. Yeah, you deserve to answer for that at the reunion. You deserve to answer for you know that party that you threw that made absolutely no sense, where you only paid for 3 heads to play golf, and then you were selling shapewear and only had 4 pieces of shapewear to give to 8 girls. Then you had 50 people and only fed the 8 girls plus the 3 people of the 3 pieces of press that you had down to the event. You deserve to answer for that, and you deserve to answer for the things that you said about Kelly and the things that you said about Shamia coming up. I cannot reveal what she said about Kelly and Shamia because I don't spoil, I don't go ahead, but I will tell you this. If they air what she said about Kelly and Shamia, this is going to be even worse because it was nasty. It wasn't nice. I don't know what Shamia and Kelly said to her. You know what I mean? So, in an argument, it's an argument, but what I know that she said, it wasn't nice. It was actually really low. It was really low. It was really horrible. The things that she said, I'm going to go on record. The things that she said about Shamia and Kelly that I know for a fact that she said, if it airs, and at this point, Bravo has no choice but to let it all hang out to justify why they won't be bringing her back. Well, now they don't have to justify not bringing her back because she seemingly
she
quit.
already quit.
But go ahead and just let it all hang out. She not. They don't have to protect her anymore. She's not coming to the reunion. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. So whatever, let it all hang out. Show the people who she was and what she brought to the table. Since y'all want to go ahead and advocate for her from a content side, that has you guys. I don't know if it's just me, but I do have the ability to separate things. So I can separate this situation being fucked up from what she gave to us on the show being not worth a hill of beans. Okay? But what she said, you look at me and you look at me good. What she said about Shamia and Kelly, if it airs, it is not gonna be nothing nice. Mark that. And then when she says it, y'all come back here and tell me what y'all thought. Yeah. Especially what she said about, I want to say what she said so bad, but I can't because it's super specific. I can't do it, and I'm not going to do it. But just go ahead and keep watching. That's all I say. Keep watching. What she said was some nasty ass, foul ass shit. Yep. Yep.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Yep. What Johnny say?
Can I say it?
Well, Johnny, do you know? If Johnny knows, then Johnny can say what Johnny knows. I won't be confirming or denying, but Johnny, if you know, go ahead, say what you got to say, Johnny. Oh, Johnny boy, the pipes are calling.
Yes, Frankie, it's worse than calling Kelly a hobbit.
Oh, it's definitely worse. It's
Yes,
worse.
she said something about Shiloh. That is what.
Shamia did say that she said something about Shiloh. Um, Shiloh is involved.
Yeah, Shiloh is involved. I know that much.
Shiloh was involved. Yes. I don't know if that's directly speaking on Shiloh what she said, but when it comes to children, Just don't. I felt that way when it came to Drew, saying what she said about Pilar. I don't care how y'all twist it. If the lady don't want you filming with her baby daddy, what make you think she wants you mentioning her daughter? I'm sorry. Don't. You know? So there's that. I went ahead and I've opened up the phone lines. If you guys are new here, make sure that you follow us wherever you're at. Make sure that you subscribe to us. We are almost at 1 million our first million likes on TikTok. Let me see. I don't think we hit it though, but we're almost there. So thank you guys just for being, holding us down and being there. We are almost there, y'all. That is crazy. But we're almost there. Thank y'all for holding us down. Thank y'all for loving on us. We do greatly appreciate you guys. Uh, the comments, y'all are crazy. I went ahead and dropped the link. What you'll do is copy and paste that link that I dropped. I'll drop it again if you guys want to talk to us at all and give your thoughts on what you have to say. You know that we do welcome your opinion here. This is the unsafe space for safe opinion. Excuse me, the safe space for unsafe opinions on No Chaser TV. So you guys are well within your rights to go ahead and get your rocks off. How you feel, even if we don't agree, you are welcome to say it because that is your opinion, and all opinions are welcome here. So that's the link. You copy and paste the link into your browser, and then you go ahead and give us the call up and say what you got to say. Let's go ahead and read a couple of comments before we go.
When in Rome, thank you for your comment. But do we really think Portia would be hanging around Brit if she says something nasty about Shiloh?
She's
Again,
still doing it.
she's still doing it, and I'm
Well, she
gonna
was
say,
up until now. So
yeah. And if you don't remember, Chase can tell me what season that was. She sat across. Portia sat across from Phaedra when Phaedra claimed that Shamia was. This is what she did. Todd and Todd and Candy, and Portia
she
sat
was
there
still
in
paid the friend
silence.
after they said all that shit about
Hmm.
Shamia. She was still
Yes.
paid the friend. So I
So
think that
she ain't
argument.
nobody friend, baby. I'm sorry. Portia is not a friend to anybody.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, caller Monica Austin, how are you?
Hey,
How you
can y'all
doing?
hear me?
We sure can. Thank you for calling.
It's Monique. I might have spelled it wrong. I'm playing hooky from work,
No, it's all right, Monique. How you doing?
so I really do think that she should get the money. I think she was highly embarrassed. Yeah, I think she should get the money, and I think she was highly embarrassed.
Hmm.
And I just hope she gets her money. I think one of these black women should sue Bravo and get what's due to her.
Listen, when it comes to getting your money in your bag,
I ain't mad at it.
I'm never going to be like, girl, don't pay her. I'm sorry, never. It's never not going to. It's never going to be that for me. I don't know how they're going to be able to pull this off because Bravo may go ahead and settle as they have in the past, or Bravo may drag her through the legal mud. And do I know if she has the money to pay for that? By the time her legal fees rack up, it may be 20 million in legal fees, and then what? You know what I mean? So I don't know how this is going to play out. We've seen it where they have settled with people, like they settled with Nene, allegedly settled with Nene, they settled with Mariah Huck, but then there's other cases where they have not. Like there's still the Brandy Glanville of it all, legal issue dragging out. There's still the Leah McSweeney issue dragging out from New York. So if they want to drag you through court, they will. So hopefully she's prepared. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. That's all I had.
Hey Monique, thank you for giving us a call. We do greatly appreciate you. All right, you guys, that was Monique. Listen, I'm all about a girl getting her coin, especially if she was embarrassed to the degree that Brit Eady was embarrassed, and whether she started it or not, she was embarrassed and humiliated. So if that's what she's suing them based off of, I would have to agree that that's what happened. I don't know.
Hey, Auntie. Yes, I agree. I mean, that I would agree. But also, now that if it's true that the producers did not give her the photos and would not release the photos to her, they are also at fault. And the other question, Chase, is we didn't ask that question either. Did did production know that Kenya was going to do this? That's the other question. They clearly,
So many questions.
yeah. Did they know that she was going to do these poster boards? I would, it's just all around. Now that we know production would not provide Brit the photos, it's giving you manipulated the situation. That's what it's giving to me. And for that, yeah, you owe that lady some money.
You don't have to manipulate the situations, baby. The drama was enough. It was enough drama to go around. Trust me. We got another caller. Go ahead. Hey, caller. Caller.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, it's Love of Love.
Hey.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good to hear
Good.
from you.
Good. Okay, so I'm confused by a couple things because if they did an investigation, they should have sat down with Britt and had a full blown, hey, what happened? Tell us your side type of thing. And then present her with any of the evidence that was there. So I'm just confused how they refused to show her that picture. And as far as the decision makers, technically HR isn't the actual decision maker. What we do is we do the investigation and then we present it to like the employer or the organization and let them know here are our recommendations. And then the employer then makes a decision as far as what they want to do. If we think they're about to do something crazy, we'll be like, hey, this might be the potential outcome, or this is the risk of making that decision. Um, and then it's still on the employer to make that decision. So I'm just confused as to how anyone thought that this was a good idea. Britt should have been let go the moment she opened her mouth and made that comment about the gun.
Mhm.
That would have stopped all of this because Kenya wouldn't have felt the need to retaliate because HR or the company did nothing to help her. So this whole situation,
Mhm.
it's weird because it's like Bravo getting what they deserve, but Britt is the last housewife who should be getting a payout out of all the housewives that have been done wrong, in my opinion. She's
Mm,
probably the last one that deserves that payout. However, it's about damn time Bravo is sued for 20 million and actually has to pay it up. So it's a weird situation. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Would
thank
you
you. Go
would
ahead.
you would you also agree that Brit contributed to a hostile work environment and therefore that's another reason she does not deserve a payout?
It doesn't necessarily matter because if as an employer we don't handle the situation correctly, like there's been times where an organization has fired someone too quickly, and then that person got their job back because we
Absolutely.
didn't follow, even though they were 100% wrong. Like there was a situation where someone got assaulted at work, this person was fired, but because HR and the company did not follow the proper steps throughout the investigation, this person got their job back and they got money.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't necessarily matter if you're in the wrong. It's if we don't follow our proper steps, our proper protocol, like at the end of the day, it is what it is. And also, Brit is going to win. Well, I don't know if she's going to win because everyone doesn't like her. But as far as the messaging, because as an organization, you can't say anything. So this girl can say the craziest, wildest things. Like I've had times where I'll have a meeting with the employee. They're like, this is great. They're happy. But then they're out talking to everyone, talking about how the company's crazy and they rip them off and this and that. But they'll come in behind closed doors and they're the ones actually ratting on people or doing whatever mess, right? But because they know the organization cannot say anything regardless of what's being said, um, even if it's we can't correct anything, we can't clean anything up, we just have to stay silent. So yeah, it's just a mess. Um, even I've suspended people for months with pay just to make sure I got it right. Right? It's better to have them off, have them be suspended for a long period of time, and then complete a thorough investigation before you make such final decisions like that. But yeah,
Yeah, because like I said, regardless to whether or not she contributed to the hostile environment, started the hostile environment, Bravo seemingly confirmed that they were okay with it because they didn't take any action against her when she did it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
so much, love,
Thank
love,
you.
love, for calling in
No
and I
worries. I love the show. I hope you
oh,
guys keep fighting. It is my entertainment.
oh,
I love it.
you and me and her keep fighting. I have had the worst headache today, so
We ain't
Okay,
fight
maybe
today.
next week. Maybe next
okay.
week.
I've had the like today. I've had the worst headache, and I took a nap, and I woke up at 12:30 on the dot, and the news had came out like 5 minutes before I woke up. So yes, it's been a mess, child. But thank you so much for all you
No
do. This
worries.
is one of our resident wrench holders in the lounge. She's one of our resident security guards. That's what we're gonna call her. She's security in the lounge. We got a couple of security guards. So when y'all in the lounge, if y'all acting up, she will put y'all ass out. Okay.
Yep. And Chase is always right because I got my wrench back. So, so yeah, I gotta get back to work though. You
All right.
guys take care.
Thank
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
you. Everybody knows.
Bye.
Everybody knows. Honey Chase is always right.
Psych.
Hey, hey, caller. Ain't no sight.
Hey, what's up?
Oh Lord Jesus. Hey, Sierra content.
How did you know it was me?
It says CC.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Get it, CC.
What's up, Chase? What's up, Tori?
How are you?
I'm excited. This is my first time calling in.
I know we're excited to have you call. You know that this is the safe space for unsafe opinions. So go ahead and tell us what you think.
I was like, y'all not gonna drag me, right?
No, well, you
Oh,
may get dragged, but you still have the opportunity to say how you feel.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
First things first. I do love this forum, but
Oh,
I don't really see how Brit threatened Kenya. Can anybody like break that down to me? Because all I heard was a woman talk about her gun collection. I didn't necessarily hear a threat.
she
okay.
said I got pistols and whips for bees like you.
For bees like you, did we hear that part?
Yes, I heard it. Fair and
Where?
square, very clear.
I give you this, even if I did not hear it. If me and you have had an argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and you have had an argument. We get up from the table, we're walking out, and I hear you say, don't play, because I got guns and whips. I don't play those kind of games. You don't play with me. This is real motherfucking life. I got guns and pistols, bitch, and whips. I don't play those type of games. Me and you just got into an argument, right? What kind of games are you referring to that you don't play?
That's a good argument. That's a good angle to take it.
And
Okay.
but that's the only way we're gonna take it, Sierra content. You wanna know why? Because I'm not saying that everybody. I listen. Okay, I am not even going to say that I didn't grow up in the hood and I didn't grow up in the streets, but I have been grown and I have been out and I've been in the world because that's not the way I grew up. But I've experienced things with people who didn't grow up like me, and I have seen situations with other people, and I've been in situations myself and said things myself that
Mm-hmm.
anybody who has had any kind of interaction with a person that was not a positive one and hear somebody say that, you know what the fuck time it is. So you know I'm gonna always keep it real. I don't have nothing against Brit Eady. I trust me. I don't. All I know is what I heard, and if it were me when I put myself in this situation, I wouldn't have rocked with that because what kind of games don't you play since me and you just got in an argument? You don't play these kind of games because you felt that I was purposely coming for you. Therefore, you thought I was playing a game with your ass by trying to haze you. She said she felt hazed. Come on, dog. I'm just using
Mm-hmm.
what she has said.
If somebody said that to you, you wouldn't watch your back.
Listen, I'll be honest, Tori. When I first saw it, I thought Kenya was lying. When she actually said it in the air, I was like, "Oh, no, Brit, no, no."
Only
I
person
was
who lied
shocked.
about it was Brit because she said she never said the shit.
She said she never said it. That was
That pissed me off too because I was like, "Brit, I'm rooting for you," but I have to push forward. I have to push forward. Can we
Go ahead,
talk
push
about
it forward.
mental health? Can we talk
Yeah.
about mental health? Because what mental state could a person be in when they go and cross ethical lines and they use a nude image of a colleague as a gotcha moment? That's the
Yeah.
key that I think is missing. I don't hear enough bloggers talking about that.
Yeah.
What kind of mental state do you have to be in to go that far with it?
I'm not going to negate your point. I'm going to go ahead and say you have had to been pushed to your brink and to your limit by everyone involved, most including the person who threatened who started throwing out terms such as pistols and whips because this is real life and she doesn't play those kind of fucking games. So you had to have been pushed by them. You had to have them been pushed by the production team, who has been now alleged of covering up and refusing to show pictures and this and that, and not taking the threats and the responses clear, seriously. You have to be pushed by your brain by all things that occurred. And what I don't hear a lot of people say is that I don't feel like a lot of people look at it from the totality of the situation. I think people look at it from the lens of whoever they like or dislike. And if you look at the entire scope and the range of what happened from episode 1 all the way up until episode 5, you would see a lot of foolery on both ends. You would see a lot of shenaniganery and a lot of bullshittery and a lot of people who needed to be thrown out of the dancery before the people got to hollering. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
yes.
when you look at the entire scope of this situation, it does not justify what Kenya did if you feel that what Kenya did was going too far and was wrong. Nobody made her do that. She chose to retaliate in that way, and that is a conversation that deserves to be had. But just as that is a conversation that deserves to be had, there is also a conversation that deserves to be had by the fact that nothing was done when the pistols and whips were mentioned. When, if you look at Beverly Hills, New Jersey, if you look at any of the franchises that would have been mentioned, I'm gonna ask you, Sierra Content, to come on this show and keep it real.
I'll be real.
Would
I
she
just
have been
said
going
what
anywhere
I
else?
didn't like about Brit. Yeah, go ahead.
Would she have been going anywhere else?
Probably not.
You
Probably
don't
not.
think
They
so?
neglect RHOA. They totally do. But then you have to think about the landscape of reality television producers anyway. Those people are usually the most off kilter, you know what I mean? Like, they're not like the above board people. They
No,
they
you
do
know what? Let me
reality
not say that.
television.
Let me clear you. Let me not clear you. Excuse me, but let me go ahead and add some context about that, because
Hmm.
I do know producers, and the producers that I have been privileged to come to know and be friends with, they are really good people, and they sit back and they be looking like this is some bullshit. But at the end of the day, that's not their job to intervene and to do it. They go out, those field producers and those producers who are in the field with these girls when this stuff happens, they are supposed to capture the reality of what happens. And then once that footage is all filmed and seen and edited, and you'll have a producer that'll come to you, Sierra Content, and really speak with you and really get you to pour your heart out over 2 hours, and they're gonna take the 2 minutes you said some bullshit and air. That ain't got nothing to do with the producers in the field.
Well, I see that. Yeah, it's definitely not all of them, but there definitely have been horror
But there
stories
are
about.
definitely people who are horrible. Absolutely, yes.
You
To your
mean
point, yes.
allegedly like Eric?
Oh my goodness, I can't
Girl,
stand.
I don't. You're gonna end up getting benched. Okay.
Oh, ooh,
She is always trying to get us cased up. Stop it.
I will
Go
say what I've
ahead.
seen and heard from what they allege about Eric. It's like, okay, that's not cool. That's not
But
cool.
yes, what they have alleged about Eric is not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you kind of got me together. Y'all got me together.
No, because I
So
know I see you. You do such great work for Sierra, and I know you better than that.
thank
And I'm
you.
gonna call you out further. I think that your love for Brit is rooted in your dislike for Kenya.
Well, that's not a lie. But I did learn to like Brit for herself, because
Okay, and
Brit.
that's all right. That's all right. I don't understand how, but okay.
Listen,
Mm.
when it all came out last June, the whole thing with what Kenya did to Brit, and then
Mhm,
Kenya getting suspended and then leaving, it was just
mhm.
a gag. I was just
It
gagged.
was
So
a
it was
big
like
deal.
Team Brit, Team Brit. After how Kenya did Nene, Team Brit. But
But
to
yeah,
be
but
Mm.
totally
There we
fair,
go. Now we're getting. Hold on. Now we're getting to it. Now we're getting to the root. Keep
to
going.
be totally fair, I mean, I can't say that I didn't feel like Kenya didn't have a reason to want to retaliate, because I put
Mhm.
myself in her shoes. If I'm out somewhere and someone says they have a gun, I might go a little crazy. But she just went too crazy, and I don't hear enough people saying that, because she has a whole 10 years of doing this. Who
Mm.
pushes
Oh,
Tootie out off a chair?
no, she was so out of bounds for that. And if you guys watch any of my recaps during that period, I let Kenya have it. And the one thing that I said, even though I let Kenya have it for the action, but I was not upset with her because she reacted in that way. It's hard, it's nuance, right? So I was upset that she allowed herself to degrade the person that she says she is to do something like that. However, if I hear you mention a pistol, a whip, a chain, a gun, anything like that around me in my vicinity, you better be lucky that the best thing I did was accidentally put a picture of somebody who I thought was you on a poster board stuck with some dingling. Because me and you got a real deal issue. Do you
Yeah,
get what
I
I'm
said
saying? And so that let's go ahead and get that for me, right? But I also said you're either going to pay on the front end or the back end, but you're going to pay, and this is Kenya Moore's payment for every fucked up thing she did to everybody over her tenure.
Mm-hmm.
agreed.
See, go ahead.
Because you can't come. I'm a girl. I keeps it real big. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real up here. I
No,
don't
I
care what
know.
you
I
heard.
watch you. You keep it real. You even if you don't want to say what
Yeah,
the
but
No, I
baby,
don't want to say it, baby. I do it.
are you
Sierra
gonna
content.
hold
Wait a minute. What you say, Sierra content? Even if I don't want it,
even if you don't want to say the truth about what it is, you'll say it.
I'd be like, damn, I don't want to get these people that. Go ahead, Tora B, and then we're gonna let Sierra content promote Sierra's new single, and then get the hell on down off the stage.
okay. No, I we vehemently said that what Kenya took it too far and that was wrong. And at the same time, would this stuff would have happened if Brit didn't take it this far and threaten her with pistols and whips? You gotta at least say she was dead wrong and there's cause. When people do things to you, you can't get mad at their reactions to what you did to them. You cannot. It's not right. So at least can you hold Brit accountable for?
Rich should have never said that. I said
Thank
that
you.
the night it aired. She should have never said that. I'm just like Chase. I never lived. Well, I mean, I never lived in the hood, but I got hood around me. But
Yeah.
guns, that's just too far.
Okay.
However, I wish Kenya. This is my last thing. I wish Kenya would have played ball. Too much or too often, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm not talking to you. I'm not acknowledging you. I'm not gonna, spar with you because you're not good enough." And it's like you've been doing that for like season after season. Acknowledge the girl, play with her a little bit, and then maybe she wouldn't have gone to
She
the pool.
tried to though, Sierra content, and when she tried to argue with her at that table, she gave her plenty of stuff in Bankhead to say. The girl said, "This is real fucking life," and I got a pistol and a whip. She gave her some. She called her a peasant. If that is not Kenya Moore giving you ammo, she showed up to an all black dinner in green. If Brit Eady knew how to read, she could have took that and ran with that and got the storyline she was looking for. Kenya give her the moment, and what did she do? Just like
Okay,
Kenya Moore tried to give Sonya a moment in Jamaica. And what did Sonya say? I forgot why I'm mad
no,
at you, Kenya. What the fuck? Just like she tried to give Courtney a moment, and Courtney barely nibbled, but it was like, thank God somebody's saying something. So she has tried with these girls. Has she not?
she okay, okay. You got
You know,
it. Y'all got it.
I'm gonna come up with a receipt. And the people will watch this and think I'm pro Kenya. I'm not pro Kenya. I just watched the fucking show. I don't know what you want me to do.
And I'm
I
not a
watch the
Kenya
show.
fan either. I've never been Team
But I'm
Twirl.
watching the show. If
Yeah,
she
I know y'all
said,
just giving your real opinion.
no, I'm just saying, but if she sat at the table in green at the all black dinner and called you a peasant, that's not enough for you to work with without having to mention a pistol and a whip. You don't have the range.
She doesn't. I mean, I thought that she did, but she just does not right now. Maybe later she will, and Brick can come
Well, it don't
back.
matter now because she ain't gonna be on nobody TV after
Yeah,
this.
she won't. No, she won't be touched. Nobody will touch her after this. It's
This
over.
it.
What about
Unless you
Kenya?
go on Tubi or
What about
Zubi.
who?
Do y'all think Kenya is going to come back to Bravo now
I
that?
think Bravo better play it smart and give her a job for life.
Yep.
Oh, do you think Kenya would have a case if she
Oh, Kenya
isn't
has
brought
the
back?
case.
She has a case.
They didn't
Yeah.
investigate this and they fired
Oh,
her.
And
They
I said that earlier. I said all of this, how they handled it, love said it, how they handled all of this was dead wrong. You did not thoroughly investigate the threat that Brit made, and Brit saying this just proved that. So they
yeah,
can claim they did an investigation, but it's very clear they did not.
yeah.
yeah,
So
they
they
Oh yeah.
did
they
not
did.
handle it correctly. That's the reason. So yes, she can absolutely sue them.
Absolutely, if she wanted to, but I
She's
think
not going to.
the
She was
legacy and the
never.
television and the connections.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if you see a press release. Kenya Moore returns with a first look deal at NBC Universal. Girl, don't be confused.
She could play if she got to play her cards right. That's it.
You do have to play our cards right though,
Yeah,
but
no more shade
it's
in the
gonna be
ratings.
hard. It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard. Yeah, no more. Right, you're right. Well, Sierra content. Thank you. Sierra had a new single drop today, right?
Yes, she did a remix to her song Ecstasy with Normani, Tayana Taylor. They sang in.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and check that out and stream it. You guys and Sierra content. Thank you for always supporting. We do appreciate it, even though we don't agree. There's a way that we do it here that I want y'all to come on back. So I just won't drag you, but I'm gonna let you know you're wrong subtly. Okay.
Well, thank you for letting me come up here for my first call in. It was great.
No.
Continue having a great show, Tori and Chase, honey.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. We got a super chat. We're going to go ahead and read it. Thank you so much, uh, CR Content, for your call in and being brave enough to give your opinion. And they are welcome. But he asked for our opinion. Normally, I wouldn't have said anything, but he asked. So I told him. Go ahead and read our super chat from Yaya.
Thank you, Yaya, babe. I heard the producers did not let her see the unedited photo pictures till the day before the reunion, since they
Oh,
had to watch the whole show unedited. Heard the producers didn't let her see the unedited pictures until the reunion. So if that is what happened, that
does
is
that,
crazy.
doesn't that fall in line with my theory from earlier?
Yeah.
That Phaedra, that probably the older girls, Phaedra, Portia, and Cynthia tried to talk her into coming, and she wasn't having it. Yeah.
The details will continue to unfold because it's just like it's given the production company really sabotage this whole situation, and it wasn't done properly. No thorough investigation.
I would have showed her that it wasn't her at the reunion. I would have waited.
Mm-mm.
I would have waited to get that on camera. No tea, no shade. But thank y'all for rocking with us here today, midday. Impromptu. We have over 200 people across all lounges. So thank y'all so much. We do greatly appreciate your support. Thank you, Yaya, for your super chat. Thank you to our callers, Sierra Content, Monique, and Love, Love, Love. Thank you to everybody being in the comments. We do greatly appreciate you. If you have not already, please go ahead. In the Eyes of an Angel is playing. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and like the video, you guys. Y'all be in here, like the video so we can get up in the algorithm and continue to grow our platform. Follow us on all of our social media and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube to keep us growing and showing. We hit 53,000 on followers on uh,
Facebook.
Facebook yesterday. So thank you so much. We're on the way to a million likes on TikTok.
TikTok is
We're at
out.
999,600 something. So we're almost there. Thank y'all so much for that. And thank y'all so much for showing us love on Instagram and continually growing us and growing us on that platform too. Thank y'all so much for everything that you do. We do greatly appreciate it. We want to read a comment or two and go or what?
Okay. Auntie says, so Kenya protesting herself if it wasn't did you mean protecting herself if it was so was Kenya protecting herself if it wasn't Brit? That's a good question. Either way,
Well, why didn't Kenya just come in and say it wasn't her, you guys?
I don't know. I think she thought so she said she got the photos from a private investigator. So I
She need to
think
get
she
her
went
money
to
back. She
meet
need to
up with
sue
her.
him, whoever that was.
Yeah. So that's what that is. I don't think she knew either. I think she took what the private investigator said, took it as Bible and put her up there. Mm.
Wow, we can go ahead and read one or two more.
Sugar Isan said, "You cannot tell me how to react after you violated me." I agree. That was in reference to us saying, like I said to Sierra Content, You don't get to tell me how to react after you done pull some shit with me. Like I said, and I will continue to say it. If you claim to have a gun, you better pull it out, baby. Cause if you don't, I feel bad for you. You know, this is why we don't allow guns in New York State. Everybody argue and fight with each other. If that was the case, oh my Lord, no.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We do greatly appreciate you. And if something else happens, Lord Jesus, we'll see you soon. But Lord knows we're tired. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.